Title of this video is Why I Don't Date My Type. Let's get active.
I seen a post from a woman on here that said the real reason she doesn't date attractive men is because basically once you her type, you can get away with almost anything. And I 100% feel that. Like, I'm not gonna say I date ugly women because I don't, but like, I stay away from my type because my type has me spending money that I don't have, skipping work that I need to be doing, mentally going through all the loops, and I don't want to go through no more circuses. I don't want to chase nobody. I only want what wants me.
This is called simping, by the way. You're simping, my guy.
So I'm not going after my type, and my type is the traditional bad, and I think that's everybody's type. But the bad has a worse personality. That's all I'm saying. So I like women that like me as much as I like them, as well as have personality to go with looks, have smarts to go with looks.
Okay.
Like, my type, all you got to do is be light skin, curly hair, and a nice body and a pretty face, and boom, here's my wallet. Here it all. Oh, you need your nails done? Don't worry, I got it. And I don't got it.
You don't got it. That's
I
funny.
really don't got it.
All right.
So that shit is like detrimental to my life.
Yeah.
So I stay away from them.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We can attack this in a couple of different ways because there's some things I agree with him on and there's some things that I absolutely do not agree with him on. The first thing is as far as from an agreeance perspective, the badder that they are, the harder that they fall, or said a little bit better, attractive people have what is referred to as the halo effect, right? The more attractive that you are, generally, the better traits that people would assign to you, right? So you can have bad behavior, but you face little to no consequences for said bad behavior because people take a look at your face and they think that either you didn't do it or it wasn't as bad as what an ugly person did. Nevertheless, though, because of this phenomena, yes, they might have lived a life of more privilege, more entitlement, less consequences for their actions, and therefore, within their relationships, they're more apt to treat you like shit. This is a well-known fact. It is something that's been going on since the beginning of modern-ass times. But here we are. Now, that's one side of the coin. So I get when a guy says, hey, listen, I don't want to date these types of women because they are typically more trouble, right? They're more inconvenienced within my life. I get that understanding, but that's not really what you're saying. What you're saying here is essentially I am a simp because I see this woman and she asks me for things. And even if I don't have things to give, I'm going to beg from Peter, I'm going to steal from Paul in order to get them things. No, that's not how this works. See, it's the opposite. Listen, I have a little bit of grace for this young brother right here because I remember a situation that I was dealing with. I had to be like in my mid-20s or so, had my first job out of undergrad, met this pretty young thing at the office. We went out a couple of times. Now, I'm thinking that because, we work at the same place, relatively in the same department, we're going to have a lot of the same values, which generally surrounded around being a good person. What I've come to understand is a basic biological truth that I see with many of these women today is that some of them just don't respond well to you being a nice guy, treating them well. They feed off of toxicity. They won't respond to you unless they feel like they can't easily get you. And it's almost like you have to play a dirty dark arts game with them in order to get them to respect you. And I've also come to understand that those are not the ones that are great for relationships. So who gives a shit anyway? I'll play the game with you for a little bit in order to get up in them cheeks up until she hands over them viscous innards. Nevertheless, though, what I've had to learn over time is that my inability to say no was hampering my success within the dating game. Also, attributing fantastic factors or attributes on account of the halo effect when looking at her or judging how her character is going to be, or, if I do this for her, then, she's going to automatically try to reciprocate that. It doesn't work that way. You have to be able to look at the actions and practice discernment within those actions so that you can know where to place her on the relative scale of taking her seriously. So again, I agree that the more attractive, the more risk for bad behavior. And if you simp for these women, if you treat them like a star while they belittle you or treat you like a fan, if they can just walk over you like a doormat, you will never get to the goal. You will never get a prize at the end of it. So you'll find yourself wasting money, time, purpose, and also within that, you got to think to yourself, why are you even wasting time in general? If you don't have it, why are you not focused all of your extra time outside of dating, but on working on your financial foundation, your financial education, attaining a high income earning skill so that you can build up the base enough so you can date realistically. But nevertheless, I appreciate the young scholar speaking about this, because even if he was to gain money, he'd lose all that goddamn money because he doesn't understand the psychology behind it when he's dating. A simp and his money is soon parted. My guy, again, learn how to say no. I don't care what they look like. I don't care how curly their hair is. I don't care how light to peanut butter skin that they are. I don't care how giant of a can that sit atop her waist. You treat them all the same. Not to mention that those ones with the big heads, because they look aesthetically pleasing, they are often the ones that have the highest risk for insecurities. That's why I tell my G's all day, I don't care what she look like. If you see her out in the street, cold approach her. Give yourself 3 seconds to identify your approach, but go in the first 3 seconds, because you're going to start talking yourself out the situation, as what many men do. That's why you hear these women that are gorgeous talk about, well, men really don't approach me like that on the streets because dudes get scared of it. But I say, no, there's no reason to be scared of it, because they are just as, if not more, insecure than a girl that is a 5, a 6, or a 7. And that insecurity is driven due to the focus of what they look like on the predominant portion on their life. So they really can begin to judge their value off of what it is that they look like. So although with a group within their friends, they might say that they are a 10, deep down, they don't really feel like that. And shit, this is a part of the dark arts, but the best thing that you could do for an insecure woman is to tell her no, because she'll continue to be striving for your affection, your attention, or the time that you give her the validation that makes her feel whole as well as complete. Besides all of that, you settling for a chick that you are not that attracted to, while all these other chicks over here walking around that you know is your type, is one of them lifetime regrets, baby. And that does the chick that you're settling for no favors either. So yeah, to conclude all of that, just stop simping, my guy. Having to stay away from these types of women because you cannot control yourself is wild work. Learn how to say no. Learn how to keep your wallet in your pockets. All right, though, guys, leave me your comments down below. What is it that you think about this young man as well as his thoughts? Do you only date 4, 5s, and 6s because them 7, 8s, and 9s and 10s is too rich for your blood? Or they acting too out of pocket? Let me know, guys, down below, and I'll catch you soon. Until next time, you two. Peace. You is ratchet as they come. Rainbow weaves and batwing lashes, weighing more than a man. What time is your football practice? I bet you can hit that A-gift like a mug. How you big back it? Said a man must buy you gifts. Where here goes a Fitbit tracker. Are you mad?